morning, dear hearts. We're on lesson 358. Wow. Please subscribe. I'm mentioning, the progress that we have made here because it's very significant. This year that we have given both to God and to ourselves, has been a commitment, and it's a commitment that would be best continued once we reach lesson 365, and then just start over again. Our minds are not completely untrained as they were when we had lesson 1 that seemed to make no sense at all, but we get to go deeper and deeper each time we go through the lessons again. So I highly recommend that this is not the last time that you go through the workbook. Now, today's lesson says, no call to God can be unheard nor left unanswered. And of this I can be sure. His answer is the one I really want. His answer is the one I really need. It's the one I require, because his answer will always tell me what I have forgotten, what I do not know, and I will be reminded of the truth of who I am, the truth of myself, and that is an S. That is capitalized, our true self. And this lesson indeed is about that, as we will see at the end of it. We can say that, this is somewhat of a continuation from yesterday, that, truth answers every call we make to God, responding first with miracles and then returning unto itself. This is now no call. Understanding that, truth answers when we call, and no call will ever be left unanswered. We will always receive an answer. This reads as a prayer, as they all do in this particular section. No text, just prayer. And it is a prayer recognizing that the only thing I need is God. That is all I require. And God will provide peace and love to me when I call to him. And I want to release that ego voice that keeps telling me that things that I know, when in truth I don't. I do not know, when all I really know is that I do not know. Sort of a Janitism. It is in the book. And I'm not sure, because to know, to be sure, is to be with God, to be with my true self. The great need in this world is to know that we are loved, we are cared for. And we had many let me remember lessons, one of which, 124, let me remember I am one with God. Let me remember that. It is all that I need to shift my mindset, which would be a miracle, a correction of my thinking, to out of the ego small-mindedness into my right-minded mind, where I can truly know my Father and myself with a big S. So the first 3 lines are speaking to the Holy Spirit, and from 4th line on is us speaking, praying directly to God. Again, it is prayer. So you who remember what I really am alone, remember what I really want. You do that, Holy Spirit. You know what I really want, and you know what I really am. You speak for God, and so you speak for me, and you speak to me as well. And what you give me comes from God himself, because the Holy Spirit is that liaison for us between God and us. When our mind is not ready to listen directly to our Father because it's so noisy, and we, in order to hear the voice for God, as we spoke of yesterday, we must be quiet, and be willing, be willing to listen. And the Holy Spirit helps to moderate that for us. Remember one of our early lessons, God speaks to me all through the day. All through the day, my Father is speaking to me. Am I listening? But God is speaking to me. Line 4, your voice, my Father, then is mine as well. And all I want is what you offer me, in just the form you chose that it be mine, in the form that these miracles come to us, how the miracle is presented to us, how that shift in our awareness comes to us. It can come in many different forms. But if it comes in a way that I am not able to understand at this moment, it will do me no good. That's one of the reasons we have 365 lessons. And that's one of the reasons so many of them are repetitive. We have had an untrained mind. We need to understand this. And when we started on this year we've given to God, we may have needed like almost a lightning bolt to get our attention in order to listen. But as we've come through this, we've gotten quieter and quieter. Hopefully, our mind has become more and more still. And with a still mind, we can hear. A still mind can hear. Also, a Janitism of sorts. I hear best when my mind is still. Then I am not caught up in all the cacophony of the ego voice. So let me remember all I do not know, and let my voice be still. Remembering. There's really only a few things that I need to remember. I need to remember that I am as God created me. I need to remember I am one with God. I need to remember what my purpose is. I need to remember that there is no sin. And I need to remember my goal is God and that God created me. Let me remember these things. That is what I want to remember, because all of those things are true. That is the truth. And you can see how they all weave in together, and they're basically saying the same thing over and over again. The core being, let me remember that God created me. Let me remember He is my source. Let me remember I am one with Him always. It's the same thought, just said in different ways, which is very often what this course is. It's just the same thought said in many, many, many different ways. But let me not forget your loving care, Father. Let me not forget that. Keeping your promise to your Son in my awareness always. Let me always remember that you give me, you offer me peace, you offer me love, you offer me everything I could possibly ever desire or want or need. And you offer me serenity, you offer me calm, you offer me the place where I am at home. You offer me the stillness in my mind. All of these things my Father offers me. Let me remember they indeed are mine, and I can hold out my hand and bring them into my heart today. Let me not forget myself is nothing. Myself, my little self, my little ego self, it's nothing. But myself, with that big capital S, is all. It is all. We are all with all. That's what we are. We are all that is, because our Father is all that is, and we are part of that. We've never separated. We've never truly left home. We have always been all. So I think that's it for today. My little self is just an empty shell. It's just an empty shell. But when I connect with my true self, what am I? When I connect with what I am, that little shell is filled to the brim with the truth of what I am, what you are. So now that's it for the day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please comment. Please smile. Please smile. Please breathe, and please be here tomorrow, which I think would be Christmas Eve. Namaste.